Hello, welcome to the DivineMF podcast. I'm Richard H. Klein.
And I'm Nancy Thurman.
Yes. So what are we talking about today?
Well, I was thinking we would talk about when you're trying to find that yang, that intention, that will, that energy to do something.
Okay. So both finding the energy, but also finding the direction, like finding the what. Okay.
Yes. And that could be as easy as what just happened, you getting out of a tree.
I just climbed a tree. This tree. So getting out of a tree.
Yes. So when you decided to climb it,
yeah,
what was going through your head at that moment? Because your energy was pretty low before, and I just suggested that you climb the tree.
Right.
I don't think you did it for me.
No.
What was the impetus that made you climb it?
Well, it's kind of exactly it. When there's a need for, I think this works actually for either thing. Either it's not finding the energy, like knowing what I have to do, but not having the energy for it, or not knowing what to do. In either case, I think, the biggest thing is some kind of pattern interrupt to just change up what you're doing, because then you're coming from a new place,
right,
rather than kind of coming from already in this cycle of, I don't know what to do, I could do this, I could do that, or in a place of, I'm so relaxed, or I would go work out, but now my clothes are in the washer, so let me just wait for that. And then so we kind of can get all of these excuses or reasonings to not do the thing, or reasonings for why I don't know what to, we kind of get in this cycle. And so to just change up everything, just to change the pattern. Typically for me, that is to go on a run.
Right.
No matter if I know, I just kind of catch myself in this, I'm feeling lazy, or nope, I don't know what to do, or I know I should be sitting down to, I don't know, edit this thing, but I'm not. Rather than just to kind of fight through it, usually it's a run.
Yes.
Just go outside, change it up for 45 minutes, and then the blood is flowing.
Right.
I've been outside. Usually I will run outside, and then I'm just kind of, exerted some energy and can now focus. So today I didn't really feel like going on a run, and we're not dressed for going out on a run. And so climbing this tree was something that I didn't think I would do at all. Wasn't thinking about climbing a tree. But it was a way to exert energy and to kind of problem solve, how are the branches here and how can I not fall? And it reminded me of rock climbing, which I love.
Yes.
So just deciding to climb the tree, and then you walk around. I walked around and I was like, what branch, this branch, that branch. And there was this little moment of, it's like, nope, just go, this one.
Yes.
Figure it out. Just go.
Yes.
And then from there, you kind of already have some momentum built up, and you can continue.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do believe. So you've done enough personal growth work to where that there are kind of two things that activate you as far as energy goes. Number one, outdoors, and number two, some kind of physical activity.
Right.
But then the rock climbing was a fairly new thing, but it's kind of still the same thing. It's a physical activity that increases your heart rate, increases your blood flow.
Yeah, it's relatively new. I mean, I've been climbing for 2018 since 2018. So I guess like relative to my life, it's new.
Yes.
But I have been doing it for a while now.
Yes.
And it's a great change up. And with rock climbing, it's always every time you climb a wall, it's a different circumstance.
Right. Well, and that's what we promote, is learn about what works for you. Because actually, when I calm my mind down, I can find focus. So like, that's the reason why I said, let's have a little bit of a 10-minute meditation before we start this podcast. And you weren't having it. I needed it, but you gave me space to do that. And then I gave you space to climb a tree. So it's very interesting how a yin would approach it, how a yang would approach activating that energy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wasn't opposed to doing a meditation.
Yes.
So that's kind of funny.
Yeah. When I opened my eyes, your eyes were still open. So I don't know what was going on there.
In Zazen, your eyes are open. I was doing Zazen.
Okay,
yeah,
that's it. But it's awesome because once you learn what activates you, you can always go back to that.
Yes, yeah, and
as your pattern interrupter.
Yes, I'm kind of shifting it, and for those that are not, into working out so much, or maybe you live somewhere where you don't have that access all year long. There are subtler ways to change it up too. If you're going to work every day, you can change the route you take to work. So if I was coaching someone, for example, that was wanting a promotion and felt they were getting snubbed for a promotion, but they still wanted to work there, I would have them change the way they go to work, even if it takes longer. That doesn't matter. Just to change the route they go to work,
right,
and to listen to different music, change completely the music that you listen to, and just that opens up possibility. So just that very subtle thing. Now that it allows it easier to feel. I feel a little bit better. Okay, now I can approach my job this way. I'm thinking about it a little bit differently. Those of you that you feel like you're even if in a slump, or even if just it's kind of a plateau, take a different way to work one day and just see how it feels. Because there's this nice, exciting, like, ooh, I don't go to work this way. Like, am I playing hooky? Like, ooh, I don't know. Like, all of these people, I've never seen this Starbucks over here. Like, it just kind of opens up that, oh, wow, there's other possibility in the world in a morning.
Yes. Because the body likes routine. So this is, I don't usually pull out the science card too much, but the body tends to like routine. The central nervous system is set up to where in order for fight or flight and survival mode to work, it has to know the regular. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
It has to know what the status quo is. And it will stay in the status quo. That's the default. If you keep changing it up, it's the same with muscle memory when you're working out. That you actually do hit a plateau with muscle building when you're doing weightlifting and stuff. And you have to start changing how you're approaching it. In order to keep building muscle. Growth doesn't happen without that injection of change. The central nervous system stays where it is because it's a survival mechanism, not because, and it's trying to keep you safe.
Right.
But if you're a human that wants to grow and expand, you don't want to stay safe. Thus, you climb the tree.
Yes, right. And again, this, I think using social media a bit, or like the music that we listen to, like the apps kind of like Spotify, and even Amazon, Instagram for sure, is a great example of this. Because so what do? We make our profile, and we kind of have our preferences. Oh, yeah, I'm into this, I'm into that, and you click that you like stuff. Or same for your like TV. These are the kinds of shows I like.
Yes.
And then as you like, it just kind of streamlines, and that's what pops up on your home screen.
Right.
Nobody sees everything that's out.
Right.
Everyone sees it just kind of like curated for all of the likes that get pushed. And so after a while, if you kind of get in this routine of this is what I like, this is what I like, this is what I like, that is all you're going to be met with.
Right.
And it's just like that always in life, that once we kind of hit that routine, oh, this is what it is, this is what it is, you kind of have to change it up.
Yes.
So
if you want to create something different, you have to change.
Yes.
How you see things.
Yes, and so sometimes just by it's harder to change by doing the same thing, rather than like something seemingly drastic, like I'm driving a different way to work.
Right.
Just like with these profiles, it's easier to delete your profile and start a new one than it is to slowly like different things and for the algorithm to figure it out that, oh, actually,
yeah.
now I'm into these kind of movies, or
Yes.
now I'm shopping for this kind of stuff.
Yes.
It takes it a while.
Yes.
Versus just like deleting that profile and starting a new profile.
Right.
So this pattern interrupt is like a cheeky little way to start a new profile,
Yes.
at least for the moment or for the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the pattern interrupt is great, but how do you know you're not distracting yourself from what you really want? This came up when I was meditating. I was like, distraction. This is a really, really good way that we as human beings don't follow our intention, our direction, our yang, our purpose, our calling, whatever it is.
So the question is, how do I know, in this example, how do I know that climbing the tree wasn't just a distraction or like avoiding or
putting
deferring,
off?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it is doing that. A little bit of a detour is quicker, I'd say. So sometimes if, there's a train stopped on the tracks and it's broken down, yeah, you can wait it out and just grind through, but taking a detour that takes a little bit longer actually in the long run gets you there quicker. So how to know what that line? Yeah, I think inside we know. I think we know. Like we all know when it's like, I should like make that phone call, or now it's time to.
Yes.
And you can keep on deferring and keep on distracting, like till the cows come home. No one's stopping you from doing that, but there's a point where it just doesn't feel good.
Right.
And that not feeling good gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And so initially though, the little detours, it can be inspired and it can feel good right away. And it's about being intelligent with that feeling good and kind of leveraging that into the yang, into the purpose, the direction. And if it's really not leading to that direction, then maybe that's really not the action to take. That's really not the direction.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think, for example, that there are enough trees in the world for me to climb to make me really excited about cooking chicken 10 different ways. Like I have no interest in being a chef.
Yes.
So if I felt like I needed to be a chef, but instead I'm just climbing trees all the time, well, maybe I need to go be a forest ranger. And that would actually feel good.
Exactly.
So, and this is a very, person to person thing. We got to kind of check in with ourselves and be real with ourselves.
Right.
What is it that we actually want? And if it's the being a chef that I thought I wanted, but I really don't, well, why did I think I wanted that? Where's that coming from?
Right.
And, maybe there is a part of it that is feeling good, that does feel good, but it's not actually being a chef. There's just a little part of that I can better express elsewhere. Like maybe,
nice.
Like maybe it's, so what is a chef?
The creativity. It's.
Yes, it's the creativity, but I'm not actually enjoying doing it. So maybe it's, I feel like, I like having this meal that I made and sitting down with people. So it's like, maybe all it actually is just having something to present and bringing people together. Well, there are a lot of ways to do that that don't require being in the kitchen and making sure the chicken's cooked to temperature.
Right. I like that.
So I don't know if this is a sloppy example, but
that's a great analogy.
So so is this really the thing you want or not? And usually just a little bit of changing it up can get the energy going towards some inspired action into.
Yes. Why do we procrastinate?
Because I don't know. Why do we procrastinate?
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of a day 2 challenge for ourselves. It's a little bit of am I really ready to be this person? Like, am I really actually ready to level up? I want to level up. Like, do I really want to apply for this job? Because then I actually have to do that job. Do I really want that promotion? Because that means I have to now stay late, and now I'm in charge of this and that, and I'm in charge of these people. And like, is that actually it? Or am I wanting to stay in this comfort that I know works?
Right.
Probably not very well, or we wouldn't want the upgrade, but it works.
Yeah. Procrastination, allowing the status quo
Yes.
to rule our lives. It's literally autopilot.
Yes. Yeah, I think for the most part that's what it is. But then it can be because it's not really what you want. So I remember I would procrastinate in college. I procrastinated all the time on math and physics.
Yeah.
But I never procrastinated on like reading a Shakespeare play and doing theater work.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I needed to be doing.
Right.
Even though I was able to do the math and the vector statics and all that stuff,
Right.
I had no interest in it.
Yeah.
I was sitting in vector statics class writing Shakespeare monologues. So yes, that's procrastinating, but that's also maybe you need to be on that path.
Right.
It'll feel better.
Right. Well, and so like I ask myself this question as you were talking about that. I'm really getting into astrophotography, but I'm questioning myself, am I doing it as a distraction, as a procrastination to something bigger?
Why makes you question that? What is it about it that makes you question?
It's fun, but
we can't have any fun in life. That's a huge telltale sign. If it's fun, oh man,
it's procrastination.
You need to just get rid of that shit.
We need to not go to Busch Gardens so much then.
Yes. Okay, so the astrophotography is fun, but what else makes you feel that it's a distraction? What else would you be doing in the middle of the night?
Sleeping. Yeah. Keeping the routine up to sleep and get those beauty hours. But yeah, truthfully, there's really no, it could be an actual disruptor of sleep and travel, and it could get pretty expensive. Because you have to travel around to chase, good Milky Way photography spots and lunar eclipses and that kind of stuff.
Right, but in this case, that's not happening yet.
No.
Like, I haven't noticed every time I turn around, you're researching astrophotography instead of any other thing. So at this point, from the outside, it seems like it's just a nice hobby.
Yeah, it's just
that can develop into something exciting.
Yeah. Well, and that's similar to my painting with acrylics and watercolors. But I actually, I have found in the past that distraction is the art of my procrastination. And like I'll find other things to distract myself, whether it's cleaning the house, doing laundry, the chores, choosing that. So, and now actually this kind of just came to mind, prioritizing what matters.
I have a different take. Keep going.
So if something really matters to you, then you're probably going to spend a lot more time on it than you will on your distraction mechanisms.
Sure.
So I know there was a time when I knew that I wanted to do a lot of personal development stuff, and I think there was a lot of resistance around that. So I usually would do things like clean house, laundry, tidy up, try to keep things immaculate all the time. Like I got to where it was all the time, clean as a whistle. And I was like, I think I'm using this as a distraction technique.
Yeah, I think if everything is always immaculate, that might be a little bit of
a little OCD,
a little distortion, or a little distortion in that way. But I was going to say, for the most part, though, keeping your space clean does shift things. You will work better at a clean desk.
Yes.
Like it's like as above, so below, as within, so without. So the space where you are working is a reflection of kind of the inside space. And so if you need to be focusing and concentrating, yeah, your workspace needs to be clean.
Yes.
And we all have to kind of maintain our living spaces anyway. And none of us can be doing one thing all the time.
Right.
Certainly not without a whole bunch of support. And so that seems to be kind of just maybe not distraction, because we have to be doing that anyway. We do have to eat. Yes, exercise does help my body feel good. Okay, so now back to this task. You know, it's kind of keeping everything in flow. I guess, but again, if it's, you know, my house is spotless, but nothing else is
in
happening,
my life is orderly, yes.
Then maybe, yeah, that's a little too far. But some people do just focus and do one thing all the time. That is how I see the CEO of the big company. You know, there's this perception of like Wolf of Wall Street stuff, but from the glimpses I've had and the people I know that kind of are having that sort of life path, and I know a few, not many, but a few. It's really not this Wolf of Wall Street, everything. It's just so much focus. And yeah, they're weighted on hand and foot. And so from the outside, it's like, oh, wow, everything just happens for them. And they don't have to go get their tires rotated. They don't have to, it just all happens for them. And it's like, yeah, but it happens because they have to be doing that job.
Right.
Whatever their thing is for their company, that has to be getting done.
Right.
And and yes, they're making a lot of money, but they're also spending a lot of money for all of that support to help them get that thing done.
Right.
It's like the Tour de France cyclist. Yes, they have the van following them with all of the people, giving them the water, giving them the whatever, because they can't stop. They have to keep going.
Right. Right. Or
the race car driver. I have to be driving. I cannot get out of the car to change my tire.
Right.
This has to be getting done. So there's that. There is that kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Where you are doing one thing. But for the most part, for most of us, we have different avenues of life. And so it's okay to be stepping away from one. Because what are we really racing for anyway?
Racing to the end.
Yes.
There is no end.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I do think, though, that prioritizing the pieces of your life that you feel like are important or not important is a part of your cleanup.
Yes.
So we've talked about this before, cleaning up your life in areas of your life that no longer serve you, or they're not aligned to your big mission, which is support the family, or have a floating retreat center, or having a huge family that, you know, you're the matriarch of, or anything that you consider your purpose in life, and how you're contributing to human interactions on a daily basis. What this purpose is something that is not clear to a lot of people. And I think once you decide that is the most important thing, then everything else will fall into place. The stuff that doesn't prioritize under that, and also the stuff that doesn't align to that, you can clean up, you can tweak it, get rid of it, or change it altogether. So your program, you have a new program that's starting in July.
Yes. July 12th, I believe.
Yes. Tell us a little bit more about that. It helps you find your purpose, right? Which is what we're talking about.
Yes, it helps, to find the purpose and then cultivate it. So this program is called Eminence. It's a 3-month live coaching program with me for a group of Yangs that are ready to level up their life, to totally clean up. So if you are feeling kind of stuck, if you're going through some sort of valley experience, which could look like lost the house, lost the job, relationship ended, not being able to get a relationship, just some kind of feeling of rut. I'm in a rut. This program is perfect for you. This is not going to get you out of that rut. This is going to give you the tools so that you can get yourself out of the rut, so that you can guide your life in the way that you want to. because only you can direct your life ultimately. And so I'm very excited to be working with a group of people and sharing tools and workshopping them to help you to be able to do that. The goal is for those that do this program to not have to do another program with me.
Yes.
Anybody is welcome to. I love working with my clients, but the goal is to not have to need continued coaching from me. But no, here's a way to direct your life and then to kind of self-assess along the way. And then as a byproduct, we are creating this community of men all operating in the same way, so that we can each be pillars in our communities and then kind of help instill this for the upcoming generation of Yangers out there.
Nice.
So go ahead and log on to sharedheartjourneys.world/eminence, and it is spelled IMMANENCE.
Yes.
Eminence. M-man-ence. So sharedheartjourneys.world/eminence. If you're on YouTube, it's below right now. If you're not, it's in the description. And there's a video there of me describing the program a little bit more in depth. And then you just scroll on the page and you'll see this questionnaire form, and filling that questionnaire out gets you enrolled in the program, and then you get the materials needed to begin. So it's a 12-week program. Let's see.
It's weekly?
It's a weekly 12-week program. It's live with feedback and input with me directly via Telegram throughout the week. So we'll have the live meeting, and then you'll be able to access me, and I will give some inspiration, hopefully, and some feedback and some tidbits, some insights throughout the week on Telegram.
Nice.
There's something else I was going to say about it.
How many slots?
Oh, that is what it is. So.
Yes. I'm always reading your mind.
Yes. So the first 12 people that sign up get 30% off. So this program, it's $333 a month. Which is less than $100 a session. So those of you that are interested in therapy, for example, totally do that. I'm not wanting to dissuade anyone from anything, but this is less than most therapist costs, at least in the cities that I've lived.
And it's not like therapy.
And yes, this is not therapy.
No.
So if you are looking for therapy, maybe just stay finding a therapist. This is for those that are ready to actually change their own lives. Like, I'm actually ready. I'm truly done. This is your pattern interrupt.
Yes, exactly.
That's what this is.
And it's a forward momentum, not keep on looking back at what I did wrong.
Yes, it's at the past, what happened, everything before does not matter. It's wonderful and it's useful, but there's no need to fix any of that. It's what are we doing now? Here we are now, let's go forward. And here's how we can do that.
Nice.
So it's $333 a month. The first 12 people that enroll get 30% off.
Nice. Okay.
So that's a nice little discount for the first 12. I do want to congratulate those that take the initiative and are ready to jump at an opportunity, that are really ready to change their lives. So for those first 12, you get 30% off. For everyone, it will be fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there.
Excellent.
I think, sharedheartjourneys.world/eminence. Eminence. Become a man of eminence.
That's right. That's right. Oh,
yes.
So it's such a good program.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. And for you Yiners out there, we have some yin stuff on the horizon.
Yes.
But this is for those that know that they are predominantly yang energy.
Yeah. And, if your yang has not been yanging, this is a chance for you to get your yang yanging.
Yes. Let's bring, let the divine masculine be something that is easily recognizable in our society.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
It will be. It is awesome.
Oh my gosh, it is awesome. Yay. I'm trying to think, was there anything that we didn't really touch on that we wanted to touch on during this talk about when you've lost your yang? We talked about pattern interrupts.
Yes, which, again, these are sort of exterior changes that can help instigate inner change. You know, just changing your way to work isn't really by itself can't do anything. What it does is it invites you to let go of the old inner pattern. So that's really just kind of a permission slip or a gateway. But the true change happens inside.
Right.
So it's just one strategy. Okay, so when you're not yinging, what else can we do? So if there's if there's not finding a purpose and not knowing what the purpose is, then there's this, I guess I'll borrow from Abraham Hicks, but I think I'm using it a little bit differently. But Abraham Hicks says being ready to be ready. And so I might be applying that phrase differently. You'll have to straighten me out. But it's okay if I'm meaning something different than Abraham means in this context. So being ready to be ready. So that means having yourself cleaning up your life as much as possible so that when you do find that spark, you're ready to act on it. So it's sort of like if being ready to run a triathlon. Actually, let's have more fun. Let's use dating. So you're single, you know, I'm a single dude, whatever. I'll go have a couple beers with the guys and then I'm gonna order some wings and I'm gonna sleep in and and then I meet this girl and she's so cute and so awesome and totally like I'm totally want to date this girl. So then now I start doing a bunch of push-ups just in case, you know, for like the beach picnic, I want to like have my body look right. And it's like, no, you're not going to get a body in 12 hours before your date. But if even when you're single,
and that wing belly.
Wing belly, beer belly. But if I were, rather than doing that, even though I am single, I can say, okay, let me just create a regimen for myself so my body will feel good. You know, maybe I'm not running a triathlon, but you know, I can keep a log and increase my weight increments, increase my cardio a little bit, so that when I do meet somebody, I'm already presentable as my best self, rather than wanting to catch up with that because I was waiting to meet somebody.
Yes.
So in that sense, ready to be ready. Already doing the things that will feel good so that when the direction comes. So that does mean taking care of your body. That does mean keeping a clean workspace.
Yes.
And that does mean having as little mind overhead as possible.
Yes.
So just kind of leaving space in your life for the direction to take hold.
Yes. Don't complicate your life with a bunch of distractions.
No, just simplify it.
Yes.
Yes. Choose one awesome distraction like kayaking or rock climbing or astrophotography.
Astrophotography.
And then just let that be your thing while you go to work, and just kind of let that be, see how well you can do just that. Yeah. And do that a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And gradually you will shift and the ultimate direction will find you.
Make a list. You know, sometimes writing this stuff down, like with a pen and paper, helps. Not a list in your memos in your phone. Right. Make a list and put it somewhere where you can see it. I'm a big sticky note fan. I've mentioned this before in previous podcasts. Sticky notes are all over our mirror in the bathroom. But have a list.
Well, you have sticky
of your
pads.
Areas.
You have pads in different areas of the house.
I do.
Which is great. So that's kind of getting rid of the obstacle of, oh, where's my sticky pad? You have one ready to go.
Yes.
When you're ready to write something.
Yes. And pens everywhere. And yes, it's the total opposite of the way it used to be, which was sterile.
Nice.
Sterile clean now. But I don't need to do that anymore because it's more about focusing on what I do want, not focusing on distractions.
Right.
So the sticky notes or the lists help. They really do. They keep you focused. What's the big picture here? So say, for instance, if you're going to school and you've got, you know, a 4-year grind of college or a postgraduate program or something, and you have this 4-year grind, what do? Do you sit there and wallow and mire in the fact that you're grinding for 4 years? No, you know there's an end.
Right.
You focus on the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what you do is you start living in the end.
Yes, eyes on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, that's the better, living in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Just already being that person with the degree.
Right.
What do they know?
Mm-hmm.
What does that person know? And how does that person operate?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And actually, with any desire or any goal that you have in life, this could definitely be something you could start to visualize and also start to feel, because the point of any desire or any change is usually a feeling you're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to feel successful, you want to feel married, or you want to feel
I feel married.
you can.
You can, it's true.
Yes.
Yes.
Or I want to feel happy.
Yes.
But these things are things that you can feel in the present moment, and you can actually care about how you feel. This was another thing that I hadn't brought up in this podcast, but I did think about this. It's not until you decide how you want to feel and what you want to do. You want to feel good. So if you want to feel good, you're not going to distract yourself with beer and wings.
Right.
Because you're not going to feel good with beer and wings. Trust me.
Right. Oh, some people feel like they would feel good with beer and wings. So here's where I throw this in, is that, within this framework, everything has a ticket price.
It does.
And so the beer and the wings, you pay for the ticket price later. It's like a credit card.
Yes.
You're going to pay for that in the morning.
Yep.
The going on the run, you're going to pay for first, and you're going to get the good feeling after.
Right.
It's going to suck doing the run.
Yep.
Or deciding to run.
Yep.
But then it will feel good. And that feeling good kind of lasts longer.
Instant gratification
Yes.
versus the big payoff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, the instant gratification, we got to pay the piper.
Yep.
But the other way, there is no piper.
Right. That's exactly it.
think.
I like it. Yes.
So, yes. So, ultimately, the beer and the wings is not going to bring your happiness.
No, it won't. And being able to discern that takes wisdom, and it also takes a lot of, yet again, turning inward and knowing who you are. But ultimately, you're going to feel better if you're following your purpose. And even with yins do have a purpose too.
Yes, yes.
And even being a yin, if I'm just yinning all the time, it really sucks. I don't like yinning 100% of the time.
Mm.
I don't like just being essentially easygoing all the time, floating along, bobbing along, whatever you say. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that I'm learning as I'm embodying yin. You still have to have some yang. I have to have purpose. I have to have some focus, some intention.
Yes. Yes, there's the little white dot at the center of the black side, and there's a little black dot in the center of the white side, which is the essence. At the core of it is the opposite.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So it's a beautiful thing, even if you're a yin, finding your purpose and actually having an intention to focus on your purpose, and actually, yes. So if you're a yin and you're a matriarch of the family, say for instance, you know that kid 1, kid 2, kid 3 needs X, Y, Z. You're keeping this as an intention. You are going to be the protector. You are going to be the one that provides nourishment. You are going to be the one that provides emotional support. Mm-hmm. You're going to be that person. You're also going to be that yin to your yang that's there with you. Mm-hmm. But this is exactly what I'm getting at is purpose is what drives us all as human beings.
Right.
And you're not going to be happy if you don't have a purpose of some sort. Mm-hmm. You're just not. And I think a lot of us lose them.
Yes.
After we get into a career, for instance, that we just are like, yeah, I'm good at it, whatever. I think a lot of people lose sight of what they originally had as a purpose, or their purpose has changed, or, you know, their interest, what lights them up has changed, which is totally okay. But you need to know that's happening in that moment.
Right.
That something's changed, something new is happening with how you align with being human. With a silent H, by the way. That's how I say human.
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 Human. Yes.
Human.
Yes. Cool whip.
Cool whip.
Cool whip. Cool whip. Yes. Human. Human. Nice.
So.
Wow, it's beautiful out.
It is.
Yes, yes.
It's a great day.
Yeah,
it's a great day to yang and yin.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, I guess I'm singing. So are we complete?
I think so.
Nice. Okay.
I'm feeling complete.
Nice. All right. Yeah. This has been an episode of the DivineMF podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. If you're interested further in finding your purpose, you can log on to sharedheartjourneys.world/eminence for you Yangs. And then you also can click on, just go to sharedheartjourneys.world and then click on coaching for you Yins. Because we have a nice yin coach at Shared Heart Journeys.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you all very much. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.